And here we go, another probation hearing. But not just any hearing. This is the second amended motion. Translation? The court's already given chances before, and now we're running out of patience.
So we're still working on off of this January 25 second amended motion to revoke probation, correct?
Yes, Your Honor, and my notes reflect that you had previously found count 1 true. She entered a plea of true to count 3. And you've been hearing evidence on counts 2 and 6.
Okay. On allegation 1, failing to report to the probation office in June and August and September 23, did the defendant admit to that, or was that?
You found that previously true back on December 18th of 23. That's what resulted in her being placed on the caseload that this probation officer is on, the mental health caseload.
Okay. We resolved that.
Yes, sir.
All right. Then there was number 2, failing to work faithfully at suitable employment, failing to provide verification.
Notice the defense tripping over dates? That's never a good sign. Judges remember timelines, and when your side doesn't, credibility takes a hit.
Of performing community service hours as required.
She pled true to count 3, Judge. By my notes.
When was that?
That was July 21st.
It was several years ago.
No.
Several years
No,
ago.
last appearance.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. No, you're correct. I'm sorry. I apologize.
She entered a plea of not true.
Several minutes ago.
Yes, sir.
She entered a plea of not true by my notes to counts 2 and count 6.
Okay.
I don't have a reference as to anything regarding the anger management program.
Let's talk about that. Number 4, allegation, and we're picking this up on this second amended motion to revoke unadjudicated probation. The defendant, Britney Sheree Sylvester, is present with her attorney, Mr. Grove, and the state's attorney here in cause number 21-38966. And again, the court has earlier found allegation 1 to be true back in December of 2023, failing to report, but we handled that proceeding, and I held the MTRP. I found that true and held it in abeyance for the defendant to continue work.
The classic technically true defense. Pro tip: when you start with technically, you've already admitted the problem.
Working on probation. Number 4, allegation in this motion to revoke probation, second amended motion to revoke probation, states that you failed to provide verification of entering and successfully completing the anger management program as directed by the probation office. Is that true or untrue?
It's technically true. However, I did seek that program out. I actually sought 2 programs out at 2 different locations. The first one, the instructor did not show up at all. On the second time that I tried to seek out an anger management program, I was told that they were full. And so at that point, I let her know that it was court ordered. I spoke to Jennifer with Family Services. And I let her know that it was court ordered and that I was needed to take that class. So what I was done was put on a caseload by the caseworker is who I was assigned. I was assigned by Jennifer to a caseworker named Tatarisha is her name. And so from then on, I was on the list for the anger management class that I was supposed to take. So I should still be on the list for that because other court appointed, not court appointed, other court, I just said the word, there were lots of other people that were on the list that were court ordered, to take different classes as well as that one. So that's why there was a list.
Okay, well, from probation's standpoint, And again, everybody raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm any statements you're making during this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
You did, and it's defended. Okay. How do you respond on this one?
This is where probation shows their receipts. They gave her a free option with free transportation. If you ignore free, the judge is going to see that as straight up non-compliance.
Because it sounds like she's working the anger management program on her own, but I know that's working through a supervision method from probation.
They send over like emails stating that they have signed up for the class and this is the date that it's supposed to start on, but for Ms. Sylvester, I haven't received that.
Didn't you testify at the last hearing that because of the money issue that you gave her an option? Can you refresh the court's recollection about that, please?
Also, I gave her an option through Faith Tabernacles in Port Arthur. It is a free anger management classes that they offer. And if you don't have transportation, they do provide it.
And you gave her that back when?
It was
What about
28th of
what about that?
I do not recall being given that. However, I was given something else, a different printout regarding regarding finishing the what are those hours? Community service hours is what I was given a printout of. Basically,
Hold on, just a second.
so when I went there, okay.
Stand by. Finish up. Go ahead.
Okay, so when I went to community service, that I was given a paper, stating what I was to do, who I was to meet with, which was Rose Payton. I was denied that, but that's the only thing that I can recall that I was given something in writing to actually go and see about this. I do not recall being given any information regarding the anger management class. However, I do remember being given a pamphlet of some sort. However, I had already mentioned that I had already knew of a place that was doing the anger management class. So I didn't think that I was going to have an issue with basically being able to take the class. I didn't think it would take but a few weeks to complete that is what I thought. However, it's been years and I'm still on that wait list is what I'm assuming. However, I do have ability to pay for the class now. However, at that time I was in a homeless situation, but I was looking for a suitable home and things like that, and I had gotten stolen from is what had happened. I was my check had been stolen, so that was why I was having issues with the payment for the class. However, I was working, but that job
Major point on that one. On 6, this number 6 states you failed to report the probation office on or about September 14th of 2024. That's the last problem here.
That was for the judicial review. She was supposed to be here.
She's supposed to be here. And then what happened? She failed to be here.
Right. I believe she spoke with Miss Ellie stating that she would be unavailable. Last time we had came, that's what she stated.
Okay.
She also testified, I believe, that she thought the charges were dropped or something of that nature, even though they weren't. She thought they were.
Right.
She didn't need to come.
Wait. Just because she thought that, who told her that?
Someone at the court.
Who?
At Judge Stevens' court. I don't know. I guess your clerk.
Do you have a name?
I spoke with. No.
Well, I mean,
there was 3 different clerks that I had actually spoken to.
Here comes a confusion card. I thought charges were dropped, so I didn't check in. Big mistake. Courts want documentation, not assumptions. Lesson here? Never treat gossip at the clerk's office as gospel.
Who told you to report here in the first place? To report to the probation office. It was to the probation office for a judicial review.
Well, the last time that we were in court, in I think 2023, I was in court
on September 14th, 2024.
Huh? Well, what I was getting at is a while ago I was in court with like in this court with just Stevens, and what I was told was that you wanted to see me back in 6 months. However, I wasn't given anything in writing, so maybe that's the judicial review that she's talked about that I was supposed to be here for. However, once those charges were said to me last year to be dropped around August of last year, I assumed, excuse me, it could have been like June or so. I assumed that meant that I no longer needed to check in, and I did call her, but she was unavailable. So I left several messages.
Call who?
My officer Mayfield.
Okay. What's your response to
That
all
is who
that?
I contacted, and I did leave voicemails, but I never received a call back.
We had a judicial review set. It was actually back in May, I want to say, because this took place originally in December. And then after that, it was reset, and then it wound up being reset again, and then we were supposed to come for on the 14th of September.
Of last year.
Correct.
And then that didn't happen. Otherwise, was she reporting properly?
No,
Oh, she had absconded?
she wasn't absconded until August 30th of 24. She last reported to the office May 28th of 24. And that's when she had said, whenever I would speak with her, she told me that she was informed that her case was dismissed, and I was explaining to her that that's not the way it works. We don't have documentation, and it's only Judge Stevens that signs off on that.
Yeah, so what period of time did she fail to report? No, she had already, we had already found earlier failing to report in June, August, and September of 23.
Correct.
After that,
It was June 27th of 24, July 18th of 24, July 30th of 24, and then July 31st. She was also scheduled on August 22nd, but that was the day that she was arrested on since that time. 24.
okay. And you knew you had to report every month, right?
Right.
Boom. Judge drops the hammer. This is a turning point. Frustration's boiling over. And when a judge starts giving you life lessons about interrupting in second grade, you know the patient's tank is empty.
Prior to me being,
You knew you had to report every month, right?
that my charges were dropped. Yes.
Who told you your charges were dropped?
There was a lady that I spoke with, one of your clerks. I contacted them and told them what my name was and asked them to look up the cause number. And I told them I was representing myself at that time. They looked it up and said that we showed that there are no charges under your name, is what she said.
Right.
So what I did was I let Officer Mayfield know that is what I was told. However, I didn't speak with her. I left it on her voicemail several times so that she would know. So at that point, she should have known that I was not purposely trying to avoid checking in, because I didn't have a problem checking in.
Well,
I was always early.
wrong. You were absolutely wrong. You were absolutely wrong. And you have no name of anybody who, some vague anonymous person, you say,
It's
from my
so.
court. Are you going to interrupt all day? That's the problem, has always been that you want to control things. It's on your terms. You're the boss of your environment. You're on probation. You're supposed to be the probationer, and I'm supposed to be the supervising person, and she is too. But that's not the way you work. You want to control, and you keep interrupting. I would be called down in second grade for that. We learned in elementary school not to interrupt. That's rude, but that's what you do. All right. Anything else, David?
I'm not trying to interrupt.
Anything else?
No,
Okay.
nothing else, Judge.
I find there is sufficient evidence supporting this first amended motion to revoke unadjudicated probation to grant it by a preponderance of the evidence or greater, as allegation 6, failing to report to the probation office on or about September 14th, 2024 for this judicial review, has been proven not only by the court's knowledge, but also from probation, the probation officer. And again, introduce yourself for the record.
Dominique Mayfield.
Yes, Miss Mayfield. And how long have you been her probation officer? Working her case?
It was February 14th of 2024.
Okay. So it's been a year and a half anyway.
Yes, sir.
Mhm. And she was supposed to be reporting
Correct.
monthly. And during your period of time, when did she fail to report? During that period of time, from early 24 until now,
It was June 27th of 24.
is what? Was
Sir.
what?
It's an answer to your question, Judge, about dates she didn't report.
Okay. So she failed to report the month of June.
Let that sink in. 631 days in custody, nearly 2 years lost. And the court is about to make it crystal clear. Probation is a privilege, not a right.
Yes, the month of July and the month of August of
August.
24.
And then we had this judicial review in September.
Correct.
Okay. What, after that, when was she arrested and put in custody?
She was arrested December 14th of 24 for this first
Okay. And have you been in custody that whole time?
No,
No, you were released.
was,
Because I have 631 days that you've served.
well, no, what I was going to say is I was picked up prior to that date. It was 2 dates in December that I was picked up,
For
they said I was walking on the incorrect side of
Oh,
the sidewalk or something like
okay.
that is what they said. But it was within 1 week of each other that I was picked up, and I had failed out within like a day or so. And then I was out for 1 week, and then I was picked up on December the 18th or something like that.
all right.
So her dates is probably correct.
Okay, here's, anybody else wants to add anything?
No.
Here,
Judge is right, though. You've been in
I've been in-
for 600 days.
yeah, 631 days.
Been in custody since the second time I was
Oh, well, we're gonna
arrested.
Take care of this.
Judge, I've got that you have found count 6 true. You want to make any other
Yes.
findings?
No. Well, earlier, we had found true in 2023. That was in the 1 through 5.